A man who believes desire can be earned through effort has already surrendered power. That belief places him in a submissive position inside a system that does not reward intention, morality, or emotional investment. Desire does not respond to logic. It does not negotiate. And the harder a man tries to convince it, the more invisible he becomes. This is how respect is lost silently. Here is the question most men avoid, because it exposes the pattern too clearly. How many times did attraction fade right after you became more available, more caring, or more emotionally open, and you told yourself you were simply being authentic? That question is uncomfortable because it reveals that the problem was never lack of effort, but excess in the wrong direction. Men are taught that attraction works like a moral exchange. Be supportive, be present, be emotionally expressive. The narrative promises that if you behave correctly, desire will follow naturally. What actually follows is emotional distance, ambiguity, and demotion. Not because women are cruel, but because desire does not operate on moral logic. Schopenhauer did not describe human behavior to comfort anyone. He described a mechanism. For him, human beings are driven not by reason, but by a blind, impersonal force he called the will. This force does not care about your values, your sacrifices, or your suffering. It expresses itself through impulse, attraction, aversion, and illusion, especially in sexuality. What feels like choice is often execution. What feels like emotion is often command. The will has no morality. It does not reward kindness. It does not respect emotional labor. Romance is bait. Passion is fuel. Idealization is anesthesia, all serving a single function: biological continuation through psychological efficiency. When this becomes clear, the romantic narrative collapses. Desire was never meant to be fair. It was meant to work. This is where men misinterpret Schopenhauer. They confuse explanation with accusation. He was not attacking women. He was exposing a system that uses men and women equally. The difference is not virtue, but awareness. Some observe the will. Others are dragged by it while believing they are in control. Most men call this love because love protects the ego. It reframes rejection as misunderstanding. It preserves the illusion that effort will be rewarded. The truth is colder. Attraction responds to structure, not sincerity. Modern evolutionary psychology confirmed what Schopenhauer saw intuitively. Desire reacts to signals of value, autonomy, and internal stability, not promises, not emotional transparency offered prematurely. When a man tries to negotiate attraction through effort, the unconscious reads it as adaptive weakness. The response is rarely direct rejection. It appears as tests, distance, and silence. This leads to the first major collapse. There is a behavior men mistake for virtue that corrodes attraction completely. He gives too much too early. He explains without being asked. He invests before being tested. He offers emotional surrender as proof of value. The unconscious message is not care. It is predictability. And predictability kills tension. Schopenhauer called romantic love a trick of the species because it hijacks perception. What feels elevated to the man is functional to the will. Passion intensifies. Attachment grows. Narratives are created to justify behavior that serves biology, not intimacy. There is no emotional contract, only direction. Female desire does not respond to intention. It responds to signals of autonomy, emotional self-containment. Psychic coherence. The will does not care who you claim to be. It reacts to who you are when you are not trying to be chosen. This is why so many men are rejected while being kind, consistent, and available. They offer security before tension, and desire cannot exist without tension. The first uncomfortable truth is this: attraction is not awakened by kindness, but by non-negotiated self-worth. The man who does not bend to be accepted creates friction. He does not dominate. He does not withdraw theatrically. He remains whole. And wholeness creates curiosity. Long-term behavioral data supports this. Initial attraction correlates more with perceived autonomy and direction than emotional expressiveness. This does not mean emotional coldness. It means emotional economy. Neediness is not eroticized. Withdrawing premature emotional investment is not distance. it is selectivity. Acting from a structured life changes the entire dynamic. You stop presenting yourself as a candidate. You become a possibility. This is where most men stop changing. They understand intellectually, but collapse behaviorally under pressure, because knowledge does not equal regulation, which leads to the second revelation. Female instinct applies pressure through ambiguity to observe stability. Delayed responses, mood shifts, silence. These are not conscious games. They are filters. The nervous system is being tested. The average man panics. He seeks clarity, he explains, he accelerates communication. He reveals the signal desire rejects, loss of internal center. The problem is not what he says, it is how he reacts. Emotionally reactive men signal adaptive risk. Desire withdraws automatically. Schopenhauer was explicit. Those ruled by the will react. Those who rule it observe. This is why the idea of a female game is misguided. It is not cruelty, it is selection. The body decides before the mind explains. The man who loses his center becomes evaluated. The man who maintains posture and silence shifts the hierarchy invisibly. Neuroscience confirms this. Emotional regulation increases perceived competence and desirability. Control is associated with leadership. Leadership is eroticized instinctively. The application is behavioral, not verbal. Slow response is discipline. Silence is presence. Neutral posture under tension is maturity. And one rule separates men who maintain attraction from those who destroy it. Never seek emotional clarification during a test. When reaction stops, tension relocates. Desire reorganizes. Ignoring this knowledge has a cost. Men who fail to integrate it become increasingly reactive. They over-explain, over-invest, lose polarity. Eventually, they internalize rejection as personal deficiency. This is where attraction fully collapses. Once attraction appears, most men believe the danger has passed. They relax, they lean in, they increase availability. They believe consistency will secure desire. This is where loss begins. Attraction is not sustained by reassurance, it is sustained by polarity. Polarity is not created through performance, but through internal differentiation. When a man aligns too quickly, mirrors too much, or orbits emotionally, polarity dissolves. Sensing withdrawal, men attempt repair through explanation. They communicate more, seek clarity. Each attempt confirms the problem, loss of center. Attraction does not die from a single mistake. It dies when the man abandons himself incrementally. He stops choosing and starts reacting. He stops observing and starts adjusting. The moment he prioritizes preserving desire, he loses what created it. The will does not reward effort, it rewards alignment. Compensatory behavior signals imbalance. Desire responds by disengaging quietly. Men call this inconsistency. It is not. The stimulus changed. Emotional expression is not the issue. Timing is. Expression from stability communicates depth. Expression from anxiety communicates need. Instinct never confuses the two. Once the line is crossed, recovery is rare because anxiety intensifies behavior. The will applies pressure. The man reacts. Reaction increases pressure. The cycle continues until disengagement completes. Most men do not realize attraction is most fragile immediately after it appears. Relaxation without structure becomes collapse. Presence without direction becomes absorption. This is why so many men feel almost chosen. The center keeps moving. Desire follows the center. Here is the deeper truth. Many men do not want desire, they want relief from uncertainty, relief from self-direction. They attempt to neutralize tension through closeness. This is not intimacy, it is emotional outsourcing. Desire rejects this automatically. It attaches to what carries itself. Men who maintain attraction are not colder or manipulative. They are internally organized. Their identity does not expand or collapse based on response. They remain intact across outcomes. This is the difference between being chosen and being wanted. Want emerges when a man remains himself under pressure. Advice fails because it addresses behavior, not structure. Scripts collapse under unpredictability. The man who understands the will stops moralizing desire and starts reading it. He sees shifts early. He does not panic, he does not chase, he remains positioned. Resentment disappears because misunderstanding disappears. Disengagement becomes information, not insult. A quiet shift occurs. Speech slows. Explanation decreases. Presence densifies. Space appears, and space reorganizes perception. Women feel uncertainty, not fear, but tension, curiosity, engagement. The man is no longer trying to be attractive. He is no longer collapsing. Attraction is not something you force. It is something you stop interfering with by maintaining structure. Schopenhauer offered lucidity, not comfort. Lucidity removes excuses. It leaves posture and choice exposed. But lucidity liberates. When validation is no longer required, desire becomes possible without cost. The dark truth is not about women. It is about structure. Desire does not care about intention. It cares about coherence. Be honest. What hurt more, the rejection itself, or realizing you helped create it? This is the line. React or remain. Explain or observe. Collapse or stand. The difference is internal sovereignty.